I can't get a license because my mother laminated my birth certificate. I set up an appointment to the DPS to get my license. I asked my mother for my birth certificate. She gave it to me, but it all laminated. I told her that the DPS wouldn't take it, but she said it'll be fine. They'll take it. Vape. We go there, wait for oh so long. Finally get there and they say we can't take this for documentation. Why? Because it's laminated. None of my other siblings have theirs laminated, and since I was the first child, she thought it would be a good idea and laminate one of my main sources of documentation. Now I have to wait even more to get my license until this issue is sorted out. What a waste of time. Go online to the vital records of the place of your birth and request another copy. They do charge a fee, but you can request one online. Don't let your mom laminate it. Lol, good luck. It takes several weeks to get it in the mail. When my son was born, my wife wanted to make a framed display, so she ordered two and put one away with the rest of his documents and laminated the second and made a display with the hospital band and other stuff we got when he was born. The way our laminating machine works, only the edges stick to each other. It does not stick to the paper. Cut the edges off carefully and slide out the document. In Canada we just slide them into hockey card holders. This way they are protected but no actually laminated. Go get a new birth certificate. Where I am, you go to the courthouse and they give it to you right there. Edit to add, I'm in Michigan. Where do you live? In my state, you can get a new one at the Office of Vital Records. Take your old one with you. Is your social security card laminated? Because it's also invalid if it is. I don't understand. Why does laminating the birth certificate invalidate it? What irritates me is that our registry's Canadian DMV will charge you to laminate any documentation like a birth certificate. It's totally fine. But if you do it yourself, it's considered tampering. They won't accept it. Just order a new one. You can get a new one pretty fast. What country is this? You can get a copy of your birth certificate pretty easily in the US. Can someone explain why they won't accept it laminated? Because that seems stupid to me that they won't accept a document that has been, protected because it's important. My mom did that shit too. Also, life pro tip, put your social security card inside a trading card sleeve, like from Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, or sports cards. It protects it like laminating, but is easily removable. What problem do laminating birth certificate, SS cards causes? Would want items more durable. Why would they not accept a laminated copy? That sounds crazy. Get a new copy. Easy. Get another one. Your mom did what she thought was best. Best practice is to keep it in a plastic sleeve. Oh, wow, if I remember correctly, it's actually on the papers somewhere that you aren't supposed to do this. Most of my life I had a laminated social security card. Thanks mom, so I know the feeling. Woman facebumming, woman facebumming, woman facebumming, woman facebumming. Okay, but why the fuck can't we laminate these shits? My social is crumbling to dust and my birth certificate was probably made with asbestos or something. My mom did the same thing. I am a US citizen, but was born in another country. She not only laminated my birth certificate, but she laminated my naturalization paper, too. That sucker is $555 to replace. You can get a new one relatively easily, but definitely a facepalm moment. Thanks mom. You can get a new birth certificate in the mail. It's actually not hard. Find out where your vital records office is and go there in person. You might get a quicker turnaround than doing it via internet. It took me 5 minutes to get a copy of my birth certificate at Vital Records. It was also $25. It's pretty easy to get a new birth certificate, at least in the US. Order a new birth certificate. Just cut the laminate and slide the birth certificate out. The plastic will have a border which is stuck to each other. The plastic isn't fused to the paper. Can you carefully cut the edge of the lamination and peel it apart? My laminator doesn't seal the lamination to the document, it just seals the edges. Before Sept 11th they probably would have taken it. That's probably why she thought it would work. But you can get a certified copy from the county you were born in. Order a new birth certificate is all you need do. You don't need the original, just the official stamp on it. I know I needed replace mine about 10 years ago and it was $10 then. Just get a new one. Call the town you were born in. They should be able to tell you how to request a new one. It's probably because you need to show the raised seal for it to be considered official. If you're from Minnesota, Arizona considers all your birth certificates as copies and won't accept them at the MVD. While you're at it, get 2 copies. Or 3. The second third are often cheaper to add now than in the future. Either 10 for 1, 15 for 2 kinda thing. Or stuff is never cheaper in the future. Order a new one, problem solved. In Kansas, I got a copy of my birth certificate in about 4 days. I ordered it in pairs online through Vital Statistics. I believe it was like $22. Order a new one. Just try to order from Vital Records, may take a week or so, but it's easy to get a copy at least. I mean, that's super understandable on her part. It's annoying as fuck they won't take it. My parents didn't bother getting a copy of mine because it would have cost $8. Such a horrible tragedy. Don't worry. You have your whole life ahead of you to learn to hate driving. TBH, I'm sure her intentions were well. My mom did the same with mine and I don't really mind it since you can get a copy pretty easily. I remember in my city at some point it was very popular. There were services for delamination documents.